The picture, hey, I just sent for the
And it started.
and it just.
There it is. Hey, lock in. Lock in, brothers. Lock in.
Because I still got to do it because otherwise it's not gonna. I was talking about until we go ready. It's all good because we was the elder said he was ready anyway.
Nah, yeah, I already hit it. So
So
here's one live. Just I told you that
It's,
it wasn't you, brother.
I know, brother. I'm over it.
I just gave you the wall.
And don't even try to take a picture of the screenshot.
That's it. That's
Can we
it.
get that monitor up on the wall, Papa
Yes,
Kushai?
yes, sir.
That's it.
What's the name of the lesson?
Point of no return, brother.
Point of no return. Give us a second, Nakim and Aqua, because we're making sure we have everybody up and going and all our technical aspirations.
As a matter of fact, the subject matter was that video. I hope brothers watched it.
Put two in there.
But put the second one up first. Get everything in order. Put the second one up first with the Israelis and their failures. All right. And we literally gonna play. We're gonna open up and then we're gonna play a couple minutes of that and then just let the scriptures ride. All right, but shalom, everybody out there in YouTube land. We want to give all praises, going honor unto Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles. Double honors into the elder bishops. It is info off of there. Double honors to the to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity. That's risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. The Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathen. This is not a black thing. All right, and to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you we say shalom. And basically, we here at the Great Millstone, we're chronologizing the downfall of our enemy, and it is a pleasure and an honor to see them falling. Can we get that scripture first before we play this? Some of this video. It's 25:7, I believe.
Yep.
That's the second video, brother. Put the Israeli one up first.
No, this one right here. Yeah, no, I got it. I was just setting it up, slacking.
It's Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter in my tongue. A man that have joy his children, of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Yeah, come on. Hand clap. That's actually worth that's worth toasted to, throwing one back to, right? Because we're literally seeing the downfall of our enemy and all the things on the table. So these other camps, man, and these guys that want to duck and dodge the scriptures, duck and dodge the Hebrew, duck and dodge the Greek, when it pertains to certain words that pertain to certain prophecies, so that they can continue to lie to their congregation. You know what? Continue to do what you do, because you make our chances that much better. All right, and I'm specifically talking about IUIC and their denial of the MOTB and the difference between the word mark in Ezekiel the 9th chapter and the word mark in Revelation. All right, just because it says mark in English in both scriptures, they don't mean the same thing. All right. And you would think that they would know better, but nevertheless, what it says, like this video says, breaking European Union to impose heavy sanctions on Israel over Palestine. All right. Now I don't know if you brothers were aware, but over the weekend, some heavy information came out that I think it is 175 NATO states.
75% of all the NATO.
Yeah, 75% of not NATO, but the United Nations. The United Nations, which most of them are a part of NATO, a good portion of them, but over 75% now recognize Palestine as a state. And what you have to understand is that Benjamin Milkowski, also known as Netanyahu, he's a wanted criminal in many of those same countries we just said. All right, and these people are against him, further proving what we point out in the scriptures, that America and Israel is going to be eradicated off the face of the earth. Only difference is Israel will be built back up. Right? If you can't see that that all these nations are beginning to form against America and Israel, that's because you're willfully ignorant, or the Lord really just hates you that much, so He's giving you the eyes where you cannot see,
That delusion.
and the ears that you cannot hear.
Yeah.
All right, to have that look the other way as all this is going on. What you got to understand is that Benjamin Milkowski, he can't pull back this war, because if he does, he immediately goes into court. He's a wanted war criminal, not only by other European, NATO, EU nations, and what we just talking about, United Nations, but also by his own people. They're having riots and protests in the land of Israel over him being in the position of rulership. So the moment this war stops, he has to answer
To all his
to
crimes.
all his crimes. So he can't. So he doesn't want peace. He was the one that had the peace seeker from Iran, taken out
That's right.
with the drone. That was his doing.
That's right.
You have to understand that. All right. And check this out. Now with all the scrutiny that's on, somebody get Zechariah 9 and 13. All the scrutiny that's now on Israel for what they're doing by these nations of the world, the only way for them to actually achieve any sort of peace is if they give back all the settlements that they've stolen. As a matter of fact, could somebody look up that word settlement and colonizer, and let's see what they both mean?
And while they're getting that, can
Go
I
ahead,
read
brother.
this? So this is I just Googled Netanyahu crimes, and this is what it said. Netanyahu was charged.
Yeah, 96.
He said Netanyahu was charged with fraud, breach of trust, and bribery. In this case, Elovich was also charged with bribery. The charges against Netanyahu includes in receiving bribes and acting as a conflict of interest as ministers of communications. He's been
Yeah, so Milkowski in all kind of trouble, huh?
all kind. But when you're in leadership, and as long as there's war going on, they're not going to do anything to stop it. That's the reason why if Biden and company wanted to put presidential powers and say emergency powers, emergency this or that, they can suspend the elections and so forth. Esau got all kind of ways to do his debauchery.
Well, with all the stuff that's coming down the pipe, don't be thinking that there's going to be an election. We're going to play a video for that too. But somebody grab that scripture real quick.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 6. It reads, "And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines."
Right, and you have to remember that word bastard, one of the meanings for that word is fraud. It's fraudulent, phony. Okay? Those are synonyms to the word to the word bastard.
Right. People say illegitimate. Illegitimate means fraudulent.
That's right.
It don't mean he had a
Child out of so-called wedlock.
That's bullshit.
That's
Yes.
the newspeak bullshit trying to put a twist on everything.
Mhm.
Esau's always trying to control the narrative. So if you could turn the sound up, and we're just gonna play like maybe two and a half minutes of this video, and then brothers can start
Letting it up.
Quick side note on that whole bastard manager thing, which is that definition they give a father having a child by heathen woman is false.
That's right, brother.
It's in the book of Judges. The son scoffed the man that ended up leading them because the father had a strange woman.
right.
Yep. So whether she was a whore or actual heathen, don't matter.
That's
They scoffed, but he ended up ruling over them.
And the Lord chose him, the one who had the heathen or the whore mother, whatever.
With the Israelite father, because it didn't matter.
Exactly. So that all that that confusion that these soft these women, basically it's usually them woman pleasing guys trying to keep women in their congregation and trying to get wives, so they can make money and all that. It's usually those guys, them much polygamy guys. Much polygamy. Weed smoking much polygamy guys, right?
Yeah, but that's a good point, because they'll look at that mamzer shit and they have a whole new false doctrine coming out of it when the scriptures don't say anything about that. An Israelite man can deal with whatever female, and that child is of Israelite stock and of it's no bastard ass shit. Ain't no half. Well, this is my half brother or my half sister, even though this is my mom and she has 5 kids from 5 different baby daddies. All of them are bastards. Cause
Yeah,
she.
they never talk shit about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they didn't
Right,
talk about that.
and they're completely illegitimate, all of them.
Yeah.
And we grew up like that. And that's the reason why, and I think the Lord for the spirit He put in me with before the truth, dealing with even Yak, because we have the same father but different moms. My
Y'all
mom and
100% brothers.
100%. But I've been taught my whole life that what came out of my mom was 100% family, and what came out of my dad were half brothers and sisters. And I never went for it, and I thank the Lord. But I was still off because I was still thinking that whatever came from the mom was all mine, and that was off. Because they got everything. They got everything. Miss Jake, you know, crap, don't deal. Come on.
That's the spirit, because I said that in the spirit when I was 9
Come on.
years old. But me and my brother, we got different fathers. I said, we not full-blooded, we don't got the same father. I said that at 9, and I didn't know nothing about
It's
shit
just
like
spirit.
That's
that.
right.
Spirit.
And Lord's about to correct all this madness that's going on the earth for the record.
All right, but go ahead, brother. Play that video. Make sure the sound is up.
The European Union's recent threats to impose sanctions on Israel mark a significant shift in its approach to the ongoing conflict in Gaza and the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Historically, the EU has been one of Israel's largest trading partners, providing vital economic and diplomatic support. This relationship has often meant that the EU has been hesitant to take strong actions against Israel, particularly in matters related to its military operations in the occupied Palestinian territories. However, the EU's patience seems to be wearing thin as Israel's actions, particularly the increasing settler violence and the military campaign in Gaza, continue to flagrantly disregard international law and human rights norms. The EU's condemnation of Israeli actions comes at a time when the international community is increasingly questioning Israel's long-standing policies in the occupied territories. The Union's support for Ukraine in the face of Russian aggression has highlighted the inconsistency in its stance toward Israel. While the EU was quick to impose severe sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, it has largely remained silent or taken minimal action in response to Israel's actions against Palestinians. This perceived double standard has led to widespread criticism, both within Europe and globally, of the EU's commitment to human rights and international law. Many analysts argue that if the EU had taken a firmer stance against Israel's violations earlier, such as those involving the illegal settlements in the West Bank, the tragic events of October 7th might have been averted. The EU's reluctance to act decisively against Israel has long been a point of contention. European leaders have often expressed concern over Israel's settlement activities and military operations, yet concrete actions have been few and far between. The ongoing expansion of settlements in the West Bank in particular has been a major source of tension. These settlements, which are considered illegal under international law, have steadily encroached on Palestinian land, leading to increased violence and instability in the region. The EU's failure to pressure Israel to halt these activities has contributed to the current volatile situation, where settler violence has reached unprecedented levels.
Did you
The
hear
recent
that?
escalation
Right there. And to fast forward to about the 11th minute, and bring out your definition of settler and whatever you got to say, Reggie. You got them?
Yeah, I have.
I have a little bit article.
Okay, come. All right, it's the same. Basically, settler and colonizer is the same thing. All right,
That's
so
right.
They sweeten up the speech. Well, bring out yours and then bring out yours.
So this is a settlement out of etymology online. Just this one particular sentence, it says tract of country newly colonized. So,
Wow.
Yeah, newly colonized.
So a settlement is a newly colonized, which is just another colonization that Esau Edom has been known to do. And people think that Esau only colonized so-called America or so-called, different parts of Africa. No, Esau has did Africa, America, China, Japan, the islands, the India, the whole nine. If you go back into the old so-called Bruce Lee movies and so forth and other kind of movies, you'll see Esau they have colonized the planet.
Bollywood movies too.
Yes, the whole planet. They went over and put their whole manifest destiny on every lands and groups.
So much on Japheth. Japheth's not even in his own land no more.
Come on, bro.
And you got unlearned people trying to say
Come-
that
Japheth
Japheth is
is
a so-called
Esau.
white man.
Come on, bro.
You got they showed you that in the movie Hitman. In the
Yes.
beginning of the movie,
Yes.
it was all into their customs, but then towards the end of the movie,
There was all into
when the British and all of them
came in. Yep.
they was drinking their coffee
And their
had
teas,
suits,
Wearing
and their
suits,
suits,
smoking
and all that.
cigarettes.
smoking cigarettes.
They were no longer wearing their traditional garbs, but now they're wearing the
business suit.
Western garb. Yes.
Right, and that's how you know that yeah.
Well, like we always bring out, to be a international pilot or a pilot, you got to understand
Speak English.
You got to speak English.
I looked the word settle up too, but I got the online etymology definition. It say a thing that settles, fixes, or decides, meaning a person who moves into a new country to fix a resident there.
To fix
Right.
and resident. You see how they sweeten up the language?
Man.
The whole,
Look, go ahead.
I was gonna say because it's gonna come out, but the whole phrase of colony, that word,
Mhm.
colonizer, that in itself is the sweetening.
Mhm.
Because really, you a thief.
That's it.
That
All right,
is.
when you're going to colonizer, that's a soft
it.
definition too.
That's
That's
it.
not what it is. No, you are simply a fucking thief, a conqueror,
A
and a
land
thief.
theft.
Yeah.
And the scripture says, "Woe to him that removeth the landmark."
Landmark.
All right, and for the Lord to put that in there, it's a high level offense that causes thousands to millions of death and war over fucking with someone's landmarks.
Well,
you don't do that.
The Lord set up the landmarks. We say He set up
The bounds.
bounds by the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
All that was appointed by the Lord, man.
That's it.
You know.
That's it, brother.
Hey, the Lord was who told Moses to put the 12 stones on both sides of the Red Sea.
That's it.
And you know, that was the Lord who told him to do that.
Those are bounds that you will not pass.
It was supposed to be a memorial, you know.
Quick
I
precept.
got the
Oh, go ahead.
I got the definition of colonizer. It says definition from Oxford language. A country that sends settlers to a place and establish political control over it. Portugal was a major colonizer in both Brazil and parts of Africa.
And so now that's why you go into Brazil today, and it's millions of people in Brazil. They all speak Portuguese.
Mhm.
All right. Why? Because the colonizers went over there and put their stamp, and now it's an indelible mark over over Brazil until the Lord come back.
Right, because the rest of South America, for the most part,
Speak
speaks
Spanish.
Spanish.
That's it.
So you have the whole Portugal and Spain thing going on. Again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, both were full of Edomites at the time.
That's
because
it.
Jake had been driven out of power.
That's it.
Because before these Edomites took over Portugal and Spain, the royalty and the wealth and the control from the time of the fall of Rome, as it displays in that new Denzel Washington movie,
Oh, they hate.
that was Jake, was so-called black people. All right,
Gladiator 2 for the record.
Gladiator 2 for the record. All right, but if you could bring out that scripture, you got something
Yeah,
to say,
just
Benjamin?
another. This the same word for colonized, but it's an etymology lines. I'm gonna get to this point. It says this is attested by 1790s in the sense of to make another place into a national dependency without regard for the settlement there.
Without what?
Without regard for the settlement there.
So fuck whoever's there.
Yeah.
We come to do what we want,
This what it is.
and we disregard
You
what
gonna
was
worship
already
this
there.
God. You gonna dress this way. You gonna do this.
Following
It
these
says to
laws.
make a national dependency. So now you under them. That's why they
Yeah.
call the Latins, which that's a terrible name to call Latinos Latins.
Because
But then they also call them Hispanic. They know that they was conquered by who? Spain.
that's right.
Then it says such as in reference to French activity in Egypt or British India. So like the elder was going into, you mentioned Portugal and Spain, but that's Esau in general, man. So you got Britain that did it, France that did it. That's how America was formed.
That's it.
That's the three horns who fell for America to form. Britain, Spain, and France. Just like in South America, Elder Malcolm mentioned Portugal and Spain, but you got places like French Guyana.
That's right.
The French got land down there too. This
Yeah.
one is Esau.
Even Haiti.
All the same.
Right. How the hell is Haiti with Esau, Edomite, French? You got the Brazil, Portugal, but then you got Mexico, Spain, the Spaniards. They done put their indelible mark all upon the whole Western Hemisphere.
Baba Kashat, this is St. John's. Oh, what is that?
No, most people don't know that in some Spanish-speaking countries, French is the second language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
Just real quick, this is how you know this man's the devil. This is how you know. This St. John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. So we know that this man who went and did these things is the devil, man. Who conquered the whole world. The Axiom Online mentioned India, Egypt, but let's not forget apartheid, so that's South Africa.
Yeah. That's
right.
Let's not forget what's going on in Africa right now.
Oh, my
Whenever they
goodness.
discover something. All right. Let's not forget our land, which was started this.
Yep.
And you know, our land is a desolation because of this damn devil. Who's over there? Idumea, man.
Yep.
The devil.
That's it.
He conquered the. He's literally fulfilled Genesis 27 before our eyes.
That's it.
He didn't get control over the world during the time of Elam ruling. He didn't get it really during the time of the Greeks ruling.
Yeah.
He got it during the time of the fourth beast, the second go around.
That's it, brother.
All right, Rome 2.0.
Right.
Mhm.
The second
Right.
part of the fourth
Overdrive.
beast,
That's
Little
it.
horn.
which is now. We're in it now. All right.
Quick precept.
leading to
Micah 2,
That's
starting
good.
at verse 1.
I have that.
Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
And and if you really meditate on what that just said, read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Destruction to you that you coming up with iniquity and coming up with schemes to destroy and to fuck up the will of the Lord. Go ahead.
Not the will of the Lord.
Or Salakia, but coming up to destroy the people, the plan, everything, to do everything in your power to destroy everything.
The earth.
The earth. All right, go ahead.
Well, that's why the scripture states clearly that he will destroy those who destroy the earth.
That's it. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You sons of a bitch.
And of
Well,
course,
I'm going through a lot. No, it's an app in the Bible.
They started playing music all of a sudden.
Yeah, I've
I've
seen
noticed that about
yeah.
3 weeks ago. I started doing the same thing. You're in your Bible app and it just starts playing music all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
no, yeah.
It didn't work the first time.
Yeah.
All right. It says, when the morning gives light, they practice it.
Don't read the first verse over.
It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
So before they even go to bed, before they can go to sleep, they gotta come up with something evil. They gotta come up with something. Bro,
They can't rest
I can't sleep at night.
until they
I
got
toss and turn. And just until I come up with something. Aha! I know what to do tomorrow to fuck up these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says,
They sleep like a baby with thumbs.
Oh, as soon as he come up with it and it's a good one, oh, her not a night. Smoky, he gone. Go ahead.
when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
So they enact the judgments, they enact the wicked legislation, and they put it in order. All they do is make a call. Yeah, from now on, anybody who's doing such and such and such on such and such and such, make such and such happen.
And now that you said that, you know, and in the next video, you know, we'll still play a few more minutes of this one, but the next video is going to talk about, you know, the draconian measures that's coming to America, and more than likely there will not be an election. All right, there's going to be chaos in America.
It's already
American
started.
citizens are not going to go for another lockdown or another scam They're not going to go for it. Remember, mandate is not a law.
That's right, brother.
Codes
are not a law either.
And codes are not laws. And if somebody tries to, if the law will actually overrule it.
That's it.
You can't, you know, because these are once again treaties that are outside of the realm, of the law, and you cannot put American citizens under foreign treaties. That's a violation of the Constitution. So I've been saying for the last couple years that the Bible, mainly, first and foremost, and the Constitution are in the way of this NWO, and they much needs to remove both in order for them to go forward. And when they remove one or the other, it's gonna kick off.
Civil
Yes,
War.
and Kamala,
Yeah,
whatever the bitch name is.
Everybody came on the Harris.
Right,
Came on the Harris.
Come right here, Harris. Come on. So, her running mate, her VP, during the first lockdown, was the one that actually utilized the police to enforce the curfews. You remember the footage years ago? The police was going up the street, getting the house. They loaded armed. That was his state. That was his area.
So he started that.
So he whipped the shit. He whipped using his force unlawfully.
Well, his name is Waltz. Nasir.
Waltz right in. Verse 2.
Small hat, J-double-O.
Yeah. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
So they covet
in houses.
So they covet everything. They want your shit.
They desire is like hell.
And they want, and that's why Obadiah says it. With the grape grabbers gather enough, Esau Edom is insatiable. He wants it all.
Hey, like we was talking yesterday, that's why he sits on the head of all these different
Yes.
organizations. Right?
Especially
He
them
controls
JOOs.
them, man.
That's
Yeah.
it.
They got all these non-government organizations that actually should be registered as foreign entities.
That's right.
All right, because there's no other group of Americans that have all these foreign organizations that actually dictate, control, and lobby for policy. All right?
Let me finish this up real quick. They take them away and they oppress a man in his house, in his heritage. Now, let me get to the point real quick. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family, Idumea, which the brother was going into, do I devise an evil. Or read Isaiah 34. From which ye should not remove from your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he have divided our fields. And that's exactly what Esau Edom has done. He's a vagabond. He went across the world. He tricked it, as Revelation goes into. All right? He tricked everybody into this scam. And now, like Isaiah 47 chapter, your skirt is revealed. Your nakedness. All your shame. Everybody sees it. And now they're coming up against you.
Right.
No wonder the scriptures say they're going to be round about her. Not only Babylon, but Israel.
You can see that the land of Israel is surrounded by a billion-strong armies of Muslims, people of all different shades of brown, that hate them and are ready to go in on them, and they're going to do exactly that. The prophecies are going to be fulfilled.
This is Matthew 18:7. Woe to the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense comes. So I mean, even though Yahweh Shah was speaking to the so-called scholars of his time, how much more so to the enemy of the nation of Israel? Okay, this destruction and everything that you did, and to the world itself.
He's a fucking cancer. He has to go. Like you said, this man not only did you touch the apple of the Lord's eye, man, you fucked over the whole world, the entire world, all of biology, all the finance system, everything that you put your hands on. Hey, the son of perdition.
He's a parasite.
You're the son of perdition, man. Destruction.
He's a wicked parasite.
Genetically modified foods and shit.
Bro, from the air to the sea to the water to breathe, everything. He's the harbinger of death.
How the fuck turtles get herpes?
Yeah. A couple brothers put up some scripture. This is Malachi 1:4, and it reads, "Where says Edom, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. So saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down." And then the end has come, put up Luke 8:17, one of my favorite scriptures. "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." All right, so Esau's skirt is completely and totally being lifted. Bring out what you got, brother.
I got a quick one. This is Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's what they did. They destroyed all the laws of the Most High, changed everything around to the wickedness that it is today. And by promoting all vile affections to have rights, get marriages.
And that's why the earth is really
you're seeing all that sickness going around now. It's a lot of disease even going. They got new created diseases now.
He's sitting
and
in the
all
back
of that,
like-
you know.
Yeah,
He's loving it.
He like the,
yeah, he's an evil mad scientist, man.
Push in the corner of the mustache.
Exactly, and he destroyed everything, and now everything is polluted and defiled in this earth, even from the water. You got people complaining
Soil.
about
And
the
as a
water.
matter of fact, the next video, the guy's talking about, tainted water, and that it was basically saying that it was a terrorist situation, is what he's saying. Bring it out, Elder.
This Ciroc 10 and 10, because y'all say he's the cancer of the earth. The Ciroc 10 and 10. The physician cut it off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Read it again, Bob shot, Elder.
This Ciroc, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 10. The physician cut it off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Ain't no longer disease and been disease of Esau, Edom, and Edom. In evil. The Lord said, look at one grain of evil seed and how much is it sprouted to this day. And you look at just one grain of a mustard seed, which is one of the smallest seeds, and look at today, it's sprouted out to be massive. The wickedness has grown. It has decayed everything. I mean, it's like a spider web and cobwebs of nothing but disgust.
That's what
Right?
wickedness do. You know?
That's it.
Like the scripture say, wickedness defiles the land.
That's it.
That's why the land is so fucked up. They even show you that in the little Disney movies.
It has went into every little corner.
Where the little witch be at, the
Like all the
trees,
flowers dead and shit.
dead,
Everywhere she
the
walks,
trees,
she wrecked.
you know. But what they doing righteous and trying to live
What
good.
movie you turn me on to?
Lorax.
Lorax, man, that's a heavy movie, man.
And Lorax is really is Esau. Hey, look,
He's definitely Esau.
The dude,
The main character,
the main
anyway.
character, yeah. So the dude in the movie Lorax is really just a kid version of what Esau did to the earth. Right, because the Lorax was trying to protect the trees or whatever.
In the forest, and the
Lorax
thereof.
You said Lorax, you're talking about Lorax, right?
Lorax.
Yeah, I seen that, man. That was a heavy spiritual
Oh,
movie.
the Lorax.
He said,
Yeah.
Marshmallow?
yeah, so like it.
They call me on about it too.
2 hours. All I said was
You're not
I knew what you meant.
So
These brothers critical.
So Esau, which
Potato, not potato, nigga.
Tomato, not tomato.
But I watch the movie all the time. But so the movie Esau, it basically showed his industry. You know, Esau, the dude, he was cutting down all the trees, and the Lorax was telling him like, look, man, you're doing too much. You only said a little bit. You know, but he went and cut down all the trees, and then eventually the animals was fucked up. They didn't have no water. The water was dirty.
The land died.
The land died. The fucking air was dirty. And guess who profited off of it?
Esau Edom.
Esau Edom. So Esau profited off
He
of
was trying
both
to sell
sides.
clean air and clean
selling,
water.
He was selling clean air and clean water. So, and then it's a song, when he was cutting down it all, he said, how bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. He said, how bad could I possibly be? So that's really just Esau, and they tell the kids like, look, I'm just trying to get some money. I'm just trying to do what comes natural. But he didn't give a fuck about
and it was all to make a product
Yeah.
that people didn't need, just wanted.
Yeah, they just
and
wanted.
it destroyed the land.
But that show you even today when you go into the different the Home Depots and the Menards. Back in the ancient world, you cut down a tree when you needed wood. You didn't cut down the tree unless you needed to build.
Stockpiling.
But it's in the law that if you go into war, you can't. If you don't cut down a tree that bears fruit, you only bear a tree that doesn't bear fruit.
Right.
So while you go besiege the place, you still have a food source.
Well, speaking of that, now that you said that, they just cleaned up what they call it, pruning the trees, or whatever. Pruning the trees.
Wicked.
Right.
Well, they're in that little park right by me, the little track.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There were mulberry trees around that track, and they cut them all down, except one. All right, and I used to see, the little Iskarite women, the older women,
Right with the
over there, and they would go over there and they would actually pick those mulberries,
Yeah.
and
Make
you know they
mulberry pies
they
and all
would make
kinds of
food with them. All right. I grew up with a mulberry tree next door to me. We used to climb and eat out that tree all the
Come
time
on, bro.
when I was a kid. But the point is that they cut down all the mulberry trees and they left up all the trees that really
Well,
You
see, and this is the way. Now, being at Washington Park, you know, you all know we've been there. Me and my brother have been playing softball for decades. There was many trees there. There were mulberry trees.
All in Jackson Park
And-
too.
and-
And we have blueberries there too.
Yes, and
Because at the country club,
uh-huh.
at the country club, those two trees
Uh-huh.
on both sides when you drive in, it's two
Right.
small trees. Those are blueberry trees.
Beautiful.
They
Oh,
actually
you talking about 71st?
at
I'm
the opening.
I'm going.
Those trees on
Yeah.
both sides when you drive in, the tree on both
Yeah.
sides, a small tree.
It's an apple tree off
Both
of
those
Jeffrey.
trees are blueberry trees, and you can actually pick from them when they
when they bloom.
Yeah.
And they usually bloom in the early part of the season.
Just so you know.
And then they tail off toward the later part of the season, just for the record. But it's funny you say that because driving around the area in the job that I do, I see the whole area. There's an apple tree that's right on Jeffrey that you'll see people pulling apples off a little apple tree. There's another apple tree that's somewhere in that area too. And even around here in this neighborhood, there's a couple people that got grapevines that go along their fences. That they now plant only male trees that only produce male seeds, like the helicopter seeds, so forth, versus the fruit of the tree. You have male trees, you have female trees. The female trees bear the fruit. The male trees bear the seed that produces the fruit. They're all Esau do, like on the side of the expressways, they do nothing but male trees everywhere, so they can get rid of their natural fruit. I remember dealing with
They
the
want
brother.
you to be able to eat or sustain yourself.
Right.
Exactly. The brother in Trinidad, it was one of the brothers in Trinidad, when I used to deal with him back in the day. And we would talk on the phone, and he'll be like, "Hey, look, brother, he's walking in just down the road to this house." He said, "There's mangoes all over the ground. I could pick up a mango. Here it go." He's showing me bananas. He'll open up the banana, got seeds, the whole
I heard a
nine.
brother say that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but you come here to America, you got
Matter of
nothing.
fact, Puerto Rico is one of the best places you could be homeless in on the planet because you have
Food-wise.
if you had a tent, you know, that's all you needed because you could fish from you can get fish from the ocean or you can get fish from the rivers, and then there was mangoes and all sorts of fruits that grew on public land
everywhere.
So you know you'd be fit and muscle bound living in
cut up.
you know, cut up because all you eat is mangoes, pineapples,
Yeah.
you know, avocados and fish. Could you imagine if you had a mango, pineapple, avocado, and fish diet?
Man, you be swole.
Cut up 12 pack. Cut the
I got
fuck up.
scripture for you.
I hate this.
Real seeds in them.
Right. This is Jeremiah 13:23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin?
Nope.
Or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Absolutely not.
It ain't built for him. It ain't in his DNA. Hey, if he do good, he do it accidentally.
It's accidentally.
Unwillingly.
Unwillingly.
Right. When he realized he didn't help
someone.
someone, he got to cut that shit off quick.
Hey,
If he helping you, it's a trap behind it.
That's right.
It's to lure you in a trap.
Right, the scriptures say, in the land of righteousness, he shall deal unjustly. Like this dude, if you was in the kingdom with this dude, he'd still be a wicked piece of shit.
Yeah, if you
It's
gave him a
just in
voice.
him. You know what I'm saying? It's like the scriptures say, has the potter power over the clay to create one vessel for honor and the other for dishonor.
Yeah.
This dude was made for this. You know what I'm saying?
You know that old story of the scorpion and the frog.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he's
I had to do it, man.
he's that scorpion.
Right.
And he it's like damn, and the frog even asked him, nigga, we both about to drown. He's like, I couldn't help myself.
Right.
I got a precept for you, Elder.
Good.
Right?
Scripture
It's
say,
right.
it said, the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil, man.
Yeah.
So that was the job, the role given to this damn devil.
Because he the perfect one to do it. He the perfect one to play the part.
That's it.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten
And
with
you
a
started
serpent?
12, started 10.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never.
For like this
Ever.
Salaki, brother. The Lord said never. If somebody brought you over on slave ships and you descendants of that person brought over in slave ships, why the fuck would you ever give credence to the ancestors
Anything
who
they have to
brought
say.
you over there? You don't give no credence to anybody, to a nigga who listens to an Edomite, so-called white motherfucker. anybody, to your own family, your sister, your son, your daughter. This is all about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If it's not about him, it's to your destruction. Never trust anything toward your destruction.
Point blank, period, man.
The whole thing with Esau, even with he's still showing you today that he the devil. After taking you from being on the slave ships, even in the job world, the job society, wherever you go, Esau still shows you he's the devil. So you
take your idea,
right,
take your idea,
you know what I'm saying?
Take your idea, present it as his own, move up the corporate chain, all that shit.
I've been a victim of that, so I know what that's like. Go ahead, finish your scripture, Pat.
Back in Sirach 12:10, never trust thy enemy, but like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump to 13. They say, who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, but any such as come nigh wild beasts? So if you go hang around a wild beast, you wonder why they attacked your ass. That's your fault.
Yeah, that was like that damn toad trusted that damn scorpion to get him across the river. He talked to him smooth. Like, well, if I sting you, we'll both drown. And the toad thought about it, was like, damn, you're right. You know? And he jumped on his back.
Anyway.
And he stung him anyway.
You know what else?
I was like, shit, now nigga, we both about to be fish food. Why the fuck you do that?
You know what else? No matter how much Esau show you the devil, right? That's why it's all about the elect. Because our people, it's Proverbs 12:12. The wicked desire the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yield the fruit. They want to be trapped up, man. They have to tell a prophet to speak lies. They don't even want to hear the truth. That's why we ain't worried about 2/3 of our people here in the land, man. It's all about the elect, those who gonna get it. Because no matter how many times the politicians tell you whatever they vote, they still lie to you, get in there, nothing ever changes, man.
Right.
So
you ain't black unless you vote for me.
That's been since Egypt. What happened? They got out in the wilderness and wanted to go back to Egypt.
Meeting melons.
You know? All right, go ahead and hit play on that video, brother. A little bit more of that video play.
Garlic.
Going to this?
To significant structural changes. Geopolitically, EU sanctions would likely reshape alliances and exacerbate tensions in the Middle East, forcing Israel to adapt to a new reality of diminished economic and political support from Europe, with broader implications for its regional and global positioning. Meanwhile, another assault by extremist Jewish settlers on Palestinian farmers in Kafr ad-Dik, a town west of Salfit in the occupied West Bank, is yet another alarming incident highlighting the growing tension and violence in the region. This attack is not an isolated event, but rather part of a broader pattern of settler aggression against Palestinian communities, often facilitated or protected by the Israeli military. Last week, extremist Jewish settlers, accompanied by Israeli soldiers, attacked Palestinian farmers in the Kilat al-Haramiyah area of Kafr ad-Dik. The settlers reportedly brutalized the farmers, seized their sheep, and attempted to block them from accessing their lands.
And you know who calls it. And so you can hear him running his mouth talking about, babies that were raped and murdered and women that were murdered and all this other bullshit, which was all proven. It was all proven to be a lie. That's what happened. The guy who does the thing for the death certificates, he said there were no children that died. Only 2 children died, and it was not from Palestinians. All right, so he got on TV and regurgitated them same goddamn lies, while this guy's telling you what really happened. It was the Israeli settlers doing it to the Palestinians. So what these people do is project, and like I said, that's why the scripture talks about how the Lord's going to waste a portion of Assyria, all right, because they have all these settlements, all these illegal settlements that are way outside of the expansive area of what the Balfour Declaration declared for them. They've grown exponentially because what they do is they arm the citizens and deputize them, and they just basically go out and knock on your door, and you open the door, they put machine guns in your face, and they just take your shit, all right, and basically move into your house.
Can back you up.
And that's what they've been doing, and what they're telling you is that when with all these other nations recognizing the Palestinians as a state, if this war stops, in order for there to be peace and for them to make this happen, Israel has to get up all them settlements, and that's going to be violence in itself. Them settlers those raping, those murderous, raping, colonizing Israelis that took all those lands from those people. They're going to try to fight to keep what they've stolen.
Can I?
Go ahead.
This is when did the West Bank settlement start? From 1967. If you know how it got started, was off the Balfour Declaration, where they just said, "Hi, Sir Lord Rothschild. We here deem to create this new state out of thin air and out of our ass." All right.
Because of your money.
All right, it says from 1967 to 2003, successive Israeli governments assisted to the transfer of some 230,000 you wish you were us civilians into 145 West Bank and Gaza settlements and approximately 110 outposts. By 2016, approximately 42% of the settlement workforce, over 55,000 people, found employment in those settlements. So from the time of 1967, when was around the time when they went over there and started the bullshit, all right, and it started little by little, they just been pumping in settlements, which the brother earlier put out that settlements are basically colonizers, and basically taking over land that was another group's land over that whole period of time. And all they've been doing is like little bit by little, just adding more people and add. Hey, you want to get a spot here? You take it. You want another spot? You take it. Or you want the part of the West Bank? You take it. All right. And that's how they've been wickedly taking over. But and sanctions. America has put sanctions on everybody on the goddamn planet. And every time somebody put a sanction on America, it says, "Oh, you can't put a sanction on me," and they never pay. Israel never pays their sanctions. America never pays their sanctions, but they sanction everybody. Full of shit. Cockamamie bullshit.
So what's happening now is that what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's it.
And we're literally witnessing. And not only that, at the same time that all this is happening, Benjamin Milkowski on the screen there, also known as Netanyahu,
Right.
The narrative of them being the people of the Lord has fallen apart. It's utterly fallen apart. The world is coming against that false narrative. They're being called on it, and even other Edomites are calling them on it. Ones that are in high places. People in high places are coming against them. All right. So all this lies about them being the people of the Lord, that's all coming out as well. Right. So what you're looking at is a defeated man trying to pretend that he's not.
And for the record, he can't even have Benjamin because that's not his first name. His name is Ben-Zion. It ain't Benjamin. He can't even have Bunyamin.
Well, that nigga name is Milkowski.
Exactly. It's Ben-Zion Milkowski. Ben-Zion Milkowski. You ain't nothing of a Hebrew Israelite. You're a fucking devil. Ben-Zion.
All right. If you could put up that, go to the next video.
I got you. It's right here. Ready?
Yeah.
Ben-Zion. What the fuck name is that?
This is an emergency alert. Military bases
are
now on lockdown, and they are saying, quote, sabotage. This is an emergency alert. Military bases are now on lockdown, and they are saying, quote, sabotage is happening right now. We are also getting warnings that the water is not safe to drink, and they're even saying the water is being sabotaged. And we are also having people inside the United States getting sick from drinking the water as well. So let's dive into all the details.
Not only drinking the water, but every time it rains in Chicago, and I had a couple people on the comment board say it in the different places around the country. But every time it rains, the headaches, the body aches, the sore throats comes to the people. Everybody, and even the dogs be fucked up. So it's something that they're every time. It's like it rains, I just get ready. Damn, I have a headache tomorrow. I'm gonna have I have some weird backaches the next day after the rain. And I knew it was the rain. At first I thought maybe I worked out too hard, but it moved. It went from my lower back to my upper back. I'm like, oh shit. Right? And I had that, and then I had the headaches, and now I got this weird post-nasal drip shit, but I don't have no fucking cold.
Shit, it was something always been the water. When I take a shower, I get out sometimes, my skin be straight itching, man. That shit been for like years.
It's
man.
itchy as hell.
How the fuck
And
I
not,
take a
not only
shower?
that, I got filters on my refrigerator, and the water that drips from the filter, it looked like metal or rust or something on the bottom.
It was just
of the water that drips out of the thing when it builds up. When I go to clean it, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I just saw a report on one of the grams or one of the whatever the fuck that American tap water and British tap water, they put both under a microscope, and both of them full with nothing but all kind of ites and eatings
Metals.
and no, but no motherfucking shit moving the creatures.
So
you know
you
what I'm
wonder
saying?
why everybody's fucked up, man.
And I
It's
went over.
sick.
I went over to the beach
Clogged up
a week or so ago, and the one right here off of 79th where the water reclamation joint is. I went up in there because I go over there and you know out on work and kind of slide off, just do a lesson or something, and I see going into the water reclamation joint a truck with a flatbed, and on the flatbed was all these. Them look like kegs. You know how you had the big beer kegs, and on every single keg it said chemical bam. It's chemical shit. Why you sending all these chemicals to the water shit? Why you don't put chemicals in the water?
You know what's amazing? If you old enough to, I know Pops remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course he definitely.
I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad.
I set you up for that one, Ringo. But
ancient of days, look at that. Junior.
The water in Chicago was some of the best drinking water in all of the states.
Back in the day.
You can swallow it. You go out there to like this and
Real talk.
I don't want to anyway.
Hey, that's how you know they Jake, man. Jake got jokes. But you know, no, I used to be able to, like the water hose, man. You could drink water out the water hose back in the day.
That used to be the best water.
And, you know, the best water was the fountains in the park.
And
now the taste that it had. Because I remember I would go to the south and drink their tap water, be like, ugh.
Right.
Out west, the other man. When I first got out to California and had they tap water, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you really were spoiled if you were. You know, if you were alive, 40 plus years ago in Chicago and able to drink the water, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And the water now even has a smell that the water didn't have. You know, the water smelled clean. It had a difference. Even after the rain, there was a smell in the grass and in the trees that you don't smell anymore after it rains, man. It's like Rala was saying. I remember that when you could smell fruit. In the opening, every grocery store set up the same way. There's the fruit and vegetables are the first thing
that you see when you walked in.
That you see, and before when those doors open from the air conditioner, before you even walked in, you can smell them. You don't smell it anymore.
Now
you're standing in the fruit aisle, in the vegetable aisle, and you don't really smell it. The only time you smell it, like the vegetables I get from you, the vegetables I get from the brother Howard Shatnow, in the bag, I can smell them. I put them in the car. It smells up the whole car. You can smell the vegetables. But in the store, you don't smell that.
Not at all.
You can't even smell
Hey, the word Chicago means land of stinky onions because onions grow so well here. Onions is whatever the soil mix, the pH balance, whatever grows onions beautifully here. Wild onions, the whole nine. I used to grow them in the back, and they've done spread through the whole back in the alley. Yeah, because they done spread around. The word Chicago means land of stinky fucking onions, and that shows you. That's how bad that things have got watered down and so fucking convoluted in America, and especially in the Midwest. This shit is horrible, man.
Bad water is a new thing.
Salaki, brothers. Two of you.
Crab just said something that brought back a memory. Say what you said.
And my OG said her mom, which is my grandma, she'll leave a bowl of fruit on the table. It'll leave a sweet smell throughout the whole house.
Yes.
It's true.
I remember that. I absolutely remember that with my grandma. I moved to Milwaukee. Boom, you smelt that.
Now you gonna see some
my best
nuts.
friend and his little brothers would come in and eat all the damn fruit up.
Sweet nuts.
So I remember that.
You
can just smell the fruit from the fruit bowl.
Hey, the brother, he just made a good point too.
Go ahead.
No, I'll just say that bottled water shit, that shit is new, man. The 90s, ball man used to put water. We used to put it in the from the faucet, put it right in the freezer.
Yep.
You wasn't buying no bottle
That
of
was
water, no
in the
stove,
90s.
man. That's some
Yeah,
real
that was
shit.
That was real shit.
And that's why I'm saying, like, cause even when I first got a car, I was like 19, you know, 18, 19, maybe a little earlier, I can't remember. But when it used to rain, I used to look outside. Oh, I ain't gotta wash my car today. The rain would clean your fucking car.
That is.
we
I
see
said
all
all
this
the
time.
time.
The rain used to clean. I mean, clean that motherfucker.
You go out there with a rag and wipe it right down,
and it's clean.
and it was good to
No
go.
spots. No
Now
kidding,
that
You
it
need to
fucking
wash.
rain, you're like, damn, I just washed my
I
shit.
no. It rains now. You gotta go get a car wash.
Now you gotta get some shit
Because
washed.
the whole car is spotted over with dried up water. They got all
Yeah,
these
dust
chemical
is
residue,
in it.
chemical
Dust is
residues
yeah.
with mercury, barium, and aluminum, and all the other
That's why
microfilms that's
they've
in the
made
fucking shit.
That's why they've made it illegal to collect rainwater.
Yes.
Because anyone who has rainwater, you
Can
can
expose them.
You can basically just dip in that water and put it under a microscope and find all these poisons that they constantly denying.
Yeah.
And that's why and he was talking about this water supplies being tampered with here in America and in NATO countries.
That's
He's
it.
talking about. He mentions NATO bases.
That's
So how the hell do you get 2 NATO bases, military bases, waters? Who the fuck came on 2 NATO bases and with some Mission Impossible shit?
Right.
You know, sneaking around and shit.
Hey, get
and
access
putting
to your
shit in the
shit.
water and sneaking back out.
Hey,
Doing a dive roll and shit.
Right.
What the fuck, man?
We pulled up something on you. We pulled up something. Here, read what we found.
It says interactive maps. It says more than 700 U.S. military sites are known or likely to have discharged toxic, contaminated drinking water.
Well, they got constantly got advertisement for people who were stationed at Camp Lejeune can
That's right.
get sued now.
Yeah.
All right, and then with all the ordinances and shit, that they have on the base, you can only imagine the shit that they bury and put down and gets into the water supply.
That is.
And showering in that shit, drinking that shit. They do all kind of tests on military people.
I was gonna say that.
Which you have no
Guinea
idea.
pigs.
Fucking guinea pigs, man.
Captain America.
That's
They
what
show,
we were.
they show you in the movies. Look at Captain America. He was a fucking guinea pig.
Yep.
That worked.
That worked. He was a guinea pig.
That worked.
That actually it worked out for
Worked
him.
out for him.
Right.
Then you got you show when
Well, it didn't work because Captain America never had no kids. That nigga couldn't get nobody pregnant.
Damn.
You
he couldn't get a bitch.
yeah,
He had all the muscles.
damn super soldier, busting super nuts, but can't make no babies. So
So
how super was he?
He's right. They showed you that because in one of them issues, he went back in time, married the
Yeah, he
female,
married-
and showed up. No kids though.
He ain't had no kids.
You got pre-cerebral party, you got some
This Mark 16 and
That's what I was
18,
hoping.
they shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them.
Hallelujah.
They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover.
Hey, that's actually going on for all the men of the Lord and the prophets today. If Esau, Edom, and his debauchery was to actually take full root,
We'd all be dead.
we all be dead.
So we know that the Lord is looking out for us.
The Lord is definitely, absolutely.
We know that the Lord is looking out for us because we're definitely eating our bread defiled.
And he said
we're
we'd be
definitely
scarce to
in
be
danger
saved.
in this place,
That's right.
You got to read all the labels, and another thing too, really pay attention to those labels, brother.
That's right.
Because another thing that they're doing, because this don't really harm women, but it definitely fucks up men. All right, mess with your rod. Don't no man want his rod to be fucked up. All right, and that's soy.
Soy.
They're putting soy in every goddamn thing.
Everything.
They putting soy in stuff that it's not
Don't
even.
need it.
There's no need for it to even be there, and they're putting it there. More cereal, they putting it in, and they putting it in candies. They putting it in chocolate now.
Baby food.
Right?
Damn!
They putting it in dark chocolate, man. You gotta really be careful of what dark chocolate, because we're always pushing to drink. I mean, to have the dark chocolate
Right.
because of the
Health benefits.
the health benefits of the antioxidants. Antioxidants, and also the there's another chemical in it that we all need. Another element, not a chemical. Which is because it's the same. It's the one compound that's in all blood pressure medicines that's in across the board.
That's an abstract.
And I can't think of it right now. But but that same element is in dark chocolates, but now they're adding soy to it. So you got to really be careful of what dark chocolate you even eat now. All right, because I went into one of my favorite spots. There's this little French spot that I used to go get my dark chocolates, and so I started, asking about soy, and damn near everything in there.
Damn.
The girl was like, damn. She was even like, what the fuck? She didn't even know, man.
Soy boy.
So we looking for, I'm like, damn. I'm like, shit. I can't even come in and see you no more. Little French bar, I have to claim it. But the point is, though.
I take the doctrine.
No, don't leave.
But the point is, I'm like, damn. I can't even come in here no more, man.
Hey,
I want to blow up the spot, people start showing up,
This is just a little. And dark chocolate is packed full of important minerals, including iron, magnesium.
The water, brother.
Yeah.
Magnesium. Magnesium is very good for you. You need it. It definitely helps. And that's once the one good element. They take magnesium and they put it in the blood pressure medicine.
That's right.
And then the rest of the bullshit that harms you.
But
the magnesium alone itself will help regulate anybody's blood pressure problem.
And magnesium is a super element that we need in our bodies.
Yes.
That regulates almost every damn near organ and functionality of those organs.
I take liquid magnesium. That's how I got away from the blood pressure.
Yeah, right.
I got liquid magnesium, so you take the drop of that, and I would take it twice a day when it was bad. And now that I'm normal, I just take it once a day.
And it's fine, yeah.
But that liquid magnesium, I'll have some dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And then
and that should be your replacement.
You should be good.
That's
you really should be good if your diet is okay.
That's right.
But
it says including iron, magnesium, zinc, copper, and phosphorus. In your body, these minerals are used to support factors such as immunity. Zinc can help keep your bones and teeth healthy, phosphorus, and contributes to better sleep quality, magnesium, and so forth. Every single element, from magnesium to iron to zinc to calcium to everything, they're in the foods, they're in the fruits, they're in the earth, and it's supposed to be exactly. And it's supposed to be.
I always make the complaint that the fact that you walk into a grocery store into the fruit and vegetable aisle, and then on the other side of the store, you have the supplement aisle. There should be no supplement aisle.
It should never be.
Because all those supplements
should
is supposed to be in the fruits and vegetables that you're eating. And like this man said, and this had to be an inside job of what happened on these NATO bases and here on the American bases, right? And he also talks about the MP thing, the MP new thing that's coming out. So they're getting ready to come.
The monkey.
They're getting ready to come with this new bullshit, and all this stuff is supposed to happen, in October.
That movie
a lot of this information is supposed to, all these things are supposed to go down in October. So, the chances of there being an election is highly unlikely, especially with Israel. But that's why we chose these two videos, because with Benjamin Milkowski being under the gun the way he is,
Benzion,
all right, and America being drawn into this Western Asia conflict, all right, shit's not looking good.
And for the record,
it's looking excellent for us.
Hey, Western Asia is now coming more and more of a.
Well, people are saying it now because that's what the fuck
it is. And you never said that before until we, the men of the Lord, starting with you and other men of the Lord, who said that shit. And I'm like, I ain't never heard the media say Western Asia until just the last couple of weeks ago.
But because they watch us.
Exactly.
Because when you look it up, you can't get around it. Thank you, future wife, Cayenne Pepper.
Western Asia looking at
Cayenne Pepper. If I really get like this morning, I had a bad headache. I took a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper with a little bit of pepper and a couple drops of lemon juice with about 2 ounces of water. And within 2 minutes, the headache went away. So that's another thing. If you have as a matter of fact, cayenne pepper is so powerful that it could actually stop a heart attack.
Yeah.
All right, just remember that.
If somebody was starting to have a heart attack and you took some cayenne, it'll be going within minutes.
Great for your ride. So I take those.
And it's because you know what? It opens up the blood flow. It opens up the capillaries of your blood flow.
Exactly, and you do that and add grapefruit to your diet, and you'll be okay.
Throw those ginger shots too.
Another thing too, speaking on this war, my company I work for, everybody in there, we got a special order, and they say we rarely get this order, and when we get the order, it's a small quantity, right? So they got a big order of 5,000 pounds of Elam to lit next month, or torpedo straps. Alright, and this a government. I don't give a fuck, Esau.
Go ahead, man.
Fuck it, and quite a few
You know what I mean?
torpedo-able vehicles
You know what I'm
will have been moving around.
And
You know.
this shit is expensive.
By the way, now he bringing that out.
Like,
It all made sense because when you told me that the other day, I had just heard the story about the American subs, and then all of a sudden you came with that. I was like, damn, this shit is really about to happen to people.
Then the guy who told
Hand
us,
claps.
the guy who told us, he just retired. So he spilled the beans on the order. He was like, man, we got a big shipment that just came in, and we don't even know what type of metal it is. It just come in, and we got to process it. They don't tell us what type of metal. They say this is what we need done to do it. They send us the material, and we take care.
We treat it, and then they send it where
we do what they tell us to do to it, and then we send it back to them. So 5,000 pounds a month into next year. So, and everybody came to my machine. My machine all the way in the back of the factory. Nobody come there. Yeah, and everybody looking at it like, we got how much of this shit coming? We say 5,000 pounds a month into next year, the middle of next year. Everybody looking like, fuck, we fucked. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the job, like,
they understood we about to go to war.
They
like,
know,
they figured that shit out.
And that's how my company, the company I work for, that's how they stayed in business for so long. Because they
were part of the war machine.
Hey, no,
when World War II kicked off, they got a big contract.
The war industrial complex is actually what runs the whole planet. They do this it's within every couple of years. There's always a war going on. That's Esau's
Oh, and who sits at the top of all those?
Come on.
You know?
J-O-O. Right. And war is big business. The war industrial complex is what runs the whole planet.
Hey, the Rothschild showed you that they play both sides of it.
Absolutely.
They were funding Napoleon and the other side.
It's like a gun runner. Well, if I'm a gun runner and I only supply guns to you, you're gonna annihilate your enemy, and then I have no more sales.
But if I sell
so
both
guess
sides,
what? I gotta arm him up too, so that y'all can keep killing each other. Coming back to duh.
If you do your research,
That's a wise man. Wickedness.
They show you that. They show you that in the Lord of War. Right? In the movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, it's actually based off a real guy.
And that was a good ass movie too.
And they just let the nigga out. They made a whole movie about it. I think it was a trade between him and some other motherfucker when that bitch.
The Russian broad got caught?
No,
the Lord of War movie.
No, they let the dude go when the basketball bitch got locked.
Oh yeah.
It was a trade. They let him out because they traded Brittany Griner for him and some other people. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was
That's a
weak
weak
as
ass
shit.
trade.
That's everybody I remember that shit.
Yeah,
that was a weak trade.
I didn't know it was that guy.
Yeah, it was that guy. They let him out because he was Russian. You know, he was Russian. You know what I mean?
Back to your material.
So you let the Lord of War back out.
They let him out.
So you gonna go right back to
for a basketball bitch.
Right, for
a lesbo bitch.
Basketball bitch. All right. But back to your material.
No, he was Russian.
Back to your material.
Him and his brother was Russian.
Back to your material. What you was saying about your material?
Yeah, listen up, Pops.
Okay.
I had some.
Bring it out, brother.
This is going back to what the elder Wright said earlier. This is Sirach 38:4. The Lord have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not avoid them. It's like the elder said, man. You go in the store, you got supplements on one side.
Shemai.
You got some herbs on one side, man. Really, the Lord gave us everything we need, man.
Read it again, brother.
It's Sirach 38:4. The Lord have created medicines out of the earth.
Perfect.
And he that is wise will not avoid them. So the Lord gave us everything we need, man. Everything on that element table chart, everything we need is in our body. Silver. Why you got colloidal silver?
Supposed to be.
Yeah, everything.
That's right.
Supposed to be
Hey,
in our
I
body.
put a copper rod in my garden. No homo.
Clearly.
And I promise you, look at wherever my copper rods are in the garden. All the fruits and vegetables are over a foot higher than anywhere else in the garden.
You finally did it? I was dead.
What you mean? I did it, bro. I've been doing it. I just grabbed another copper rod. I'm about to put the bitch in back there somewhere too. All right? Just backing up the brother. Everything the Lord has given us that we need for our sustenance and for our living, for our betterment, to make us better men and women and so forth, the Lord has given it to us.
Yeah, that's
Esau, Edom has destroyed it.
That's why they would sell those that copper jewelry.
That's it.
All right, and they made a market of it.
The copper cups, they that became popular.
Yeah, and I got about 5 of them.
I got to read something funny. This first Maccabees 3 and 28. He opened also his treasure and gave his soldiers pay for a year, commanding them to be ready whatsoever he should need them. Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed,
that's right,
and that the tributes in the country were small, because of the decision and plague which he had brought upon the land and taken away the laws which had been of old time. So this is Antiochus, and you know he had a treasury. You know, basically with pay warriors. What the fuck?
Mercenaries.
All right, but he didn't have that increase. He didn't have the resources coming anymore because of the wickedness. The land wasn't yielding its increase anymore, so he wasn't able to pay his troops. And this is back then. The wickedness only increased now. They tell you about the soil. I wish Canasa was here. Because me and him watched the documentaries years ago, and he can help better remember the numbers if I mess up. But the level of minerals that's in the soil now is about 4. It was either 4 or 6. But it's supposed to be like, it's a high number. It's supposed to be in the soil. And it's not there anymore. So even the fruits and veggies we get, Esau destroyed that, man.
That makes sense why all the trees are half dead and don't bloom.
Have any brother ate an apple in the last 5 years?
Nope.
Of course y'all have, right?
Yes,
it's sandy now.
But it's different.
It's sandy. It's like a fucking apple. It don't got the snap to it. None of that.
No
smaller. Yeah, there ain't no crispness to it.
Just to back you up in the article, it says climate change, pollution, and other environmental factors can also contribute to nutrient depletion in the soil.
Damn.
For example, increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, you talk about this a lot, and I resonate with it because I think about it a lot. How they fucking cut all these goddamn trees and thin them the fuck out where you can see through a tree. When I was a little man, I could not see through a fucking tree. I can see through all of the trees now.
Yeah.
Because they cut and they deweed and they prune, they over prune them all. And that's to take away the nutritional value, the oxygen, the carbon dioxide. It's all intentional.
You can tell, you know, Chicago had a lot of evergreens.
Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh, the evergreens.
Half the trees still green, the other half
look at
brown. Goddamn.
Right. Ever dead. It says, for example, increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can reduce the concentration of essential nutrients like protein, iron, zinc, in the crops and whatever other nutrients in the crops. So what they're doing when they put the chemicals in the air, they put the not only the chemicals in the air to blunt out the sun and so forth. That's one layer, but the other chemicals in the air that come back into the ground, that's another layer. And so they gotta come. Brother, you all know I grow fruits and vegetables every motherfucking year. I am not yielding what I used to yield out of what I'm still doing.
You're doing the same work.
The soil's going bad.
There it is. That's why we know the Lord is coming and we got to get out of here. Let's these 3 celebrate.
Quick one, this is Ezekiel 47, starting with verse 12. And by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side, shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaf should not fade, neither should a fruit of be consumed. It should bring forth new fruit according to his month, because their waters there should be issued out of the sanctuary, and the fruit thereof should be for meat, and the leaf thereof for medicine.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's
the medicine.
I forgot. It's a chef that said. It says, "Let your food be your medicine, and let your medicine be your food."
Yeah. I remember that chef. There is a chef that says that, and Dr. Sebi would speak on basically on those terms as well. Bring out your scripture, Shamar.
This is Genesis 4:11. And now art thou, this is a curse that was on Cain. Now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Hello. We got to endure the downfall of Edom. Somebody get that in all these curses. The Deuteronomy.
And that kosher pie you made is not from a chef. The chef says it. But it's from exactly who all these doctors pledge to follow. Exactly. It's the Hippocratic oath they take. That's his saying. And none of these doctors follow his philosophy.
Wow.
Man. Because they did, they'll be nutritionists.
That's right.
All right? They'll be physicians.
They'll be real physicians versus doctors.
They're physicians of no value.
Of no value.
That's it, right? So bring out your scripture, we done.
This is, I have Wisdom of Solomon 2. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of the man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. The point is number 6, because this is what they're doing. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creature like as in youth. You know, like it says in 2nd Ezra, you know, basically, as the earth gets older, like they that are up in their youth are of one fashion, and they that are in their age are of another fashion. So now that we got the goddamn devil ruling, you know what I mean, the earth has to be renewed. It's in its age. It's weak as hell right now. So see, he's just using everything up. He's sucking everything dry, pause. You know what I'm saying? And everything has to be refreshed now, man.
Whoredoms through the earth, that's in the law. It says don't give your daughters to the whoredoms, lest the land fall to evil.
That's it.
So the land, hey, that's why Americans, all Americans have a magnesium deficiency. Then that's not just Americans that's eating KFC every day, which is crazy, but even these vegans. You know, when you watch like Dr. Bird, he sells something. This man has an impeccable diet. Elder Malcolm is very Southside Mike. These men are very strict on what they put in their bodies, and the elder still got to take a fucking magnesium supplement because it's supposed to be in your food and it's not. It's not. Even the fact that even if you're a meat eater, pause. If you're a meat eater, your body is full of omega-6 instead of omega-3s, which meat's supposed to be high omega-3s, but they feed the damn cows candy and force corn through them, which their bodies can't process.
That's right.
So now it's heavy on omega-6 and 9s, no omega-3s, so now everybody just got inflammation.
That's it.
It's just fucked up. This place gotta fucking go.
That's it. That's it.
Well, this I'm gonna just get the scripture that the elder quoted. Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredoms and the land become full of wickedness.
Yeah, well, the daughters of Zion collectively are whores like a mother. So, yeah, so there it is.
Hey, well, who's tilling the earth? Who's tilling the land? Who's actually doing the things the Lord said to do in righteousness? They're not doing those things.
It's the Lord that's doing it.
That's it.
This is Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name.
That be the men of the Lord, all right, and the rest of the multitude is mentioned in Revelation 7, all right. Read.
And small and great, and should have destroyed them which destroyed the earth.
There it is, man.
Perfect.
So it's over for Patrick Humphrey and his peoples, man. That's it. All right. So he's complaining and prepping. He's talking about how you should already have your preps ready. You know how monotone, nerdy he is.
All right.
You can prep all you want, homie. You know, he gonna be. You know, we all remember that scene from The Road when him and his son found that bunker.
Exactly.
All right, and then it just had everything in it.
Exactly.
Appreciate
water, soda, candy, canned goods, food.
Hey, just like the divide.
So it's over for them.
If I may, I just want to quote the scripture. It says, "The wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just."
There it is.
There it is.
Ain't gonna get to
Absolutely.
this.
It's as simple as that. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Abad Babal.
You know what's so raw about the Lord's judgment? This Esau curse is coming upon their ass. Cause they came and fucked the land up, fuck Gad up. The Mississippi River was very important to the
It was like the now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was now.
Yeah.
And now that shit is